Turn 90. My freshman year at St. Anthony's High School Seminary, Mr. Bolner's son Chris and I were classmates, and we became friends fast. And as a freshman living at St. Anthony's, Chris, he went home every day. But as freshmen living there, we were not allowed off campus for quite a long time. And once this probation period had lifted, and you were not in trouble, we were allowed off campus on Saturday, Sunday afternoons. And one of those times, Chris had invited me over to help with some fall chores. I remember asking him if I could bring my laundry and do all the clothes. Now, as a side note to this story, when Chris first invited me to the Bolner residence, little did anyone know at the time that I would never leave. I'm still there. Anyway, I showed up at the house. He showed me where the laundry room down in the basement. He goes back outside and goes to work. And as I'm there sorting my clothes and I'm getting ready to load the machine, I looked up, and there stood Rosalie. I immediately stopped what I was doing. I introduced myself, and we had a nice chat. I say we had a nice chat. I'm pretty sure it was her correcting my English. Anyway, after our talk, she said in a motherly voice, "When you are done here, come on upstairs. I want to show you something." I was like, and she left, and I was like, "Well, we're going to eat." "Honey's not good. This is a house where food happens." I've been on bread and water for 6 weeks. She's got pie in there. And so I load the machine, I put in the soap, I get the water going, I close the lid, I fold my laundry bag, I place it nice and neatly on the dryer, and I make my way upstairs. And there she was, and at the top of the stair rating at the top, right before you go to the kitchen, was this pantry, or this closet there. And inside this closet was the broom. Now, she never asked me to do anything, but she did remind me how important it was to sweep the kitchen floor. And I believe I swept the whole house that day. Now, we laugh about it now. But it was the seed of wisdom that she planted that's been a lifelong lesson. To this day, I'm not afraid to jump right into anybody's kitchen and help out or any area of the community. And if somebody gets a lifelong lesson, I would hope kids today would learn. Anyway, a few years after I graduated, I lost the bet to Father Billy Morrell, and he shipped me off to Africa for 3 years. And I remember a few weeks before my departure, I was sitting down with Mr. Bolner, and he asked me, "Are you ready for this journey?" And I remember responding along the lines of, I'm going to have an open mind dialogue. And it's one of the few times Mr. Bolner's ever corrected me. He goes, "No, you need to have an open heart." And once again, it was a seed of wisdom and fatherly love that had helped me through the trying times. It helped me with my faith. It helped me with my prayer life. And I'll be very grateful for that. It's another lifelong lesson that I hope we all can learn from him. Anyway, when I arrived in Africa, I showed up with these jars of golden dust. It said spices on it. They might have told me gold because that's what it was for. And Bishop called up me. I remember Bishop called up me saying, "Hey, just a little bit goes a long way." And he told everybody that. Just a little bit goes a long way. And later on, I realized how that phrase became synonymous with the Bolner's generosity. Because it does touch a lot of areas that I can't even begin to write off all the areas that it touched. Mr. Bolner, you have helped me built a wing of the hospital, the Santa Maria Mission in Kulu. You helped me build a school building for the Christian Brothers. You helped me build a liquor company from the ground up. You helped buy an ambulance that was so well needed at the time. And this was 30 years ago. These are things that are still operational today. The gift is still given. Even recently, he had just helped us with the McKinley project outside the capital, Zambia. And the seminarians are going to benefit from this a long time coming. The young seminarians are just going to really reap the benefits. Now, I just stand up here and rattle off all these little contributions that Mr. Bolner has made. What I want to touch on and what I want to acknowledge is a lot of you may not know this. When I lived in Africa for 3 years, Mr. Bolner handwritten me a letter. He wrote me more letters than my whole family. Maybe just like my mother did. He sat down, pen and paper, he didn't text, he didn't send an email. He sat down, pen and paper, and wrote me letters consistently the whole time I was in Zambia. And this is what I want to acknowledge tonight. Excuse me. You've been very generous towards me, and I wanted to touch base on that very thing. There's only really one thing I want to say tonight, Mr. Bolner. Thank you for loving me every day of my life. You do what Jesus has asked us all to do. You walk the walk, talk more than any man I know. And you keep your faith, you say your prayers, and you love every one of us in this room every day of your life. And that I'm very grateful. God bless you, Mr. Bolner, and your family.